everyone, welcome back to another video, and we're back in London! And today we are in the hunt for some of the most delicious places to eat around the city. So our first stop is Roti King, and they specialize in authentic Malaysian and Singaporean street food, and it is right opposite to the Euston station. They are popular for their roti canai, and they make a lot of roti canai each day, and you can see the chef making the roti canai right in front of you, and it's kind of theatrical, and look at those skills. So I finally managed to get into Roti King, and they specialize in Malaysian and Singaporean street food, and today we are getting some of their most popular dishes. We're getting a roti canai, a mee goreng, and one of their special kopi putih, which is like a coffee. So our coffee just arrived, this is a white coffee with condensed milk, and it's a Malaysian popular coffee. Let's see how it tastes. Oh, I took the colder version because the waitress recommended the cold one. Even though they gave condensed milk, it's not that sweet, and you get a really creamy texture in the coffee. I really like it. You know those tropical candies? It tastes like that. I think every cold coffee tastes like that to me, but this is very rich. It's also a bit bitter, but the condensed milk kind of covers that up. So our roti canai is here with the lamb curry. Roti canai is just basically a soft flatbread. It's like paratha, which is very popular in India and Bangladesh, South Asian countries. And this is a lamb curry to go with the roti canai. This is a very popular street food in Malaysia, and you can have it with chicken, dal, egg, vegetables, and different kind of curries to go with it. They even have some flatbreads which are stuffed with like chicken, meat, vegetables. Oh, they also have a sweeter version of roti canai where you have the canais filled with banana or custard or any kind of sweet filling, but we didn't go for that, and we wanted to try the savory one today. Ooh, it smells so nice. Can't wait to have this. Look at the different layers. Look at the layers. I'm gonna try the gravy first. This hits the soul. It's full of spices. It's not spicy, but you can taste the different kind of spices they use, and it's like a punch of flavor in your face, and it tastes like it's homemade, it's comfort food. It tastes like a very good comfort food. And the roti canai is so soft, and it's not too oily. Even though it's fried, it's not too oily. As you can see, there's not too much oil in it. It gives it a nice flaky texture to it. Now let's look at how tender the lamb is. Look at it fall apart. It just fell apart in my hands, which goes to show it has been cooked for a really long time. Really flavorful, and it's not too mild nor is it too spicy. It's just right. Mee goreng just arrived, and let me tell you, it smells fire. It smells so freaking good. It smells of seafood and chicken and soy sauce and chili. It just smells amazing. So we have bits of chicken and prawn. So these are egg noodles, and we have some bean sprouts with it, some shallots. Enough yapping, let's start eating. Some freshly squeezed lemon to give it that lemony flavor. Right away, you get the taste of fish sauce. Mee goreng is specialized because they use a different kind of soy sauce, which makes it so tasty and addictive. It's so flavorful, and you get a little of kick in the back of your throat. It's not that spicy, but it has a nice kick and tang to it. And the fish sauce, man, the fish sauce makes it so much better. No, not really. This is so good. This is so good. This was our first stop, which was Roti King, and everything tasted so good. I highly recommend you guys to try this place out, and just make sure to come early, because you can see the queue has just gotten longer from the time we have come here, and it's gonna get worse when it's lunchtime. And it's worth it. Even waiting in the line, it's so worth it because the food is just phenomenal. Just phenomenal. So this was our first stop. On to the next one. So we are here in Fuwa Fuwa, London, and they are popular for their very Instagrammable, fluffy Japanese pancakes. and they have these pancakes in lots of different flavors, and I'm really excited to be here today. So now we're gonna have something that I have been wanting to have for the longest of time. I've only seen it on the internet and now I'm gonna have it. Japanese fluffy pancakes. So this is a Japanese chain that has been recently opened up in the UK, and we're gonna try their blueberry and yuzu cheesecake fluffy pancakes. So excited! First of all, look at how fluffy these are. Just look at them. It's like a cloud. Okay, I'll try it with the cream cheese and some blueberries. Oh my god, it is so fluffy. It tastes like a cloud if cloud had flavors, and the cheesecake is a bit tangy and it complements the pancake really well. Pancake is a bit too eggy because they have to make it fluffy though. I'm guessing they use a lot of egg whites, so you can taste the egg. If you don't have the pancake without any cheesecake or blueberry, they taste a bit eggy, which is not that nice. But when you have it with the toppings, it tastes pretty good. The thing that I love the most about it is how fluffy these are and how light they feel, and it's perfect for someone who doesn't like too sweet desserts and just wants to have something light. I wish it was a little bit less eggy, but then again, if you want to have fluffy pancakes, you need to put a lot of egg in it, so I understand. There are tons of other flavor, and I'm definitely going to try them next time I come here. So the weather decided we have had enough to eat, but little does the weather know it can't stop us. We shall continue to eat on. So one of the most iconic, popular and must-visit places in London is the Beigel Bake in Brick Lane. They specialize in salt beef bagel sandwiches and all kind of pastries. They have been around for more than 100 years and they have not closed their shop. Even in this pandemic, they have kept going and providing the local with delicious bagel sandwiches. But there's a plot twist. Another bagel shop named Bagel Shop as their competitor, and we're gonna try salt beef bagel from both these places and see which one is better. So first, I'm gonna try the one from the Beigel Bake. It's in the brown bag. So the salt beef sandwich is pretty simple. It has salt beef, mustard, and gherkins, which is like pickles. And everything is in between a nice toasted sesame bagel. Now, let's see.
That is a meaty ball.
So we just took two pickles out so that we can get the most meaty flavor. And you can see they have been generous with their salt beef and mustard. You have a lot of bagel options from plain to sesame, and we took the sesame one. And if you don't like bagels, you can try their salt beef sandwich, but I'd recommend the bagel. The beef has been cooked down for so long that it falls apart the moment you bite it. It's so tender and so juicy, and I can't wait to take a bite with the mustard and the pickle and the bagel. That is perfection right there in a bite. The pickle and the mustard helps down in cutting the fattiness of the beef, and the bagel is so nicely toasted. The whole dish just comes together so nicely, and it just... If you guys come to London, do visit Brick Lane and do go to the Beigel Bake and have their salt beef bagel. It's a must. Must, I tell you. Now, it's time from the bagel shop. The meat's already coming out of the bagel. We took their plain bagel. They also have a rainbow bagel which looks so beautiful, but they were sold out of it. Just our luck. They gave so much meat. I think I'm not gonna put them in the sandwich because it will be difficult to bite it. Again, lots of meat, gherkins, and mustard. The meat here is not as salty or flavorful as the one from Beigel Bake. I see what you're saying. When you have the meat on its own, you see the difference clearly. On my first bite, it pretty much tasted the same. But yeah, the meat's a bit less flavorful here. It's still a very good bagel beef sandwich, and the difference is 9 and 10. It's not a very big difference. I think just because we're having it side by side, I can tell the difference. If I didn't, I would not be able to tell the difference. But I have to go with the one from the Beigel Bake because that just tasted better all around. One more thing, we also got a cheesecake for less than £1 from the Beigel Bake. And I'd say it looks like it's worth the money because look at how thick the cake is. Oh my god. How is this less than £1? This tastes better than most of the cheesecake I have had. This is a very good cheesecake. This is a steal. This is a steal. This tastes amazing. The cheesecake is just creamy and look at the crust. So nicely set. And it's dense. It's so dense. Oh my god, I love this. This is amazing. You must take one of these with your salt beef bagel from Beigel Bake. You won't regret it. Trust me. Passing by when we noticed this cute little Middle Eastern bakery store with different kind of Middle Eastern sweets like baklava and filo pastry with custard and 4 different kinds of kunafa. And we knew we had to get it. I mean, look at this. This is the cheese kunafa and this is the coarse kunafa with cream. So I am salivating. Come on. Come on. I've had kunafa before, but I've never had kunafa like this. It's so creamy and buttery. And the sweetness is just, I would say it's a bit on the sweeter side, but I am really loving it, especially the cheese. Just look at that. This is amazing. This is hands down one of the best kunafas I've had. Okay, the best kunafa I've ever had. So now we're gonna try the kunafa with the cream on it. This one is a little less sweeter, so it's gonna be perfect for those of you who don't like really sweet dessert. And since this is like coarse, it has a nice texture to it. It gives you a little bite. Like this is completely soft and gooey, and it melts in your mouth. And this, you have a bite to it, and the cream is just so light, and it just adds a different kind of texture to the kunafa. I really like it. But if I had to choose my favorites, surprisingly, I would go for the sweet one because it is unlike anything I've ever had, and honestly this is a must visit place, which I didn't know was a must visit place, but is a must visit place. So we are here at Pepe's, which is an authentic Italian street food place, and they specialize in Roman style pizza, which is what we are gonna have today. And we took the 4 type of mushroom pizza. I think it's 4. I mean, it looks like it has 4 kind of mushrooms. I don't care. All mushrooms are beautiful equally, so it's fine. Oh. So the specialty of Roman style pizza is that it's thin, it's crispy, and it's usually a rectangular or square in shape. And this tastes really good. I think you heard the crunch when I bit into it. It's really crispy, and I love thin crust pizza, so this is right up my alley. And the amount of cheese is perfect. The sauce they gave is the right amount of tangy and sweet, and I'm really liking this. And what's great about this is that it's not too heavy. Like usually when I have one slice of pizza, I'm just like, oh my god, I'm full. But I think I could have the whole thing. And this is one slice. This huge thing is just one slice.
And it's very cheap. It's like £4.
Yeah, it's very cheap. It's like £4 depending on what kind of pizza you're taking. It starts from 4, and I think it goes up to like 4.5 or 4.6. and it's a huge slice of pizza. So if you're looking for some good ass pizza within budget, then I recommend you to check this place out, Pepe's. So I've been craving tres leches cake for the past couple of days, and I just looked up on Google and found this place randomly. And boy, I'm glad I found it, because after we reached here, this is paradise heaven. I don't even know how to put in words on how amazing the desserts look and how exquisitely different all their flavors are. As you can see, I took the classic tres leches cake. This is a gluten-free raspberry and chocolate cake. This is a hazelnut chocolate mousse, and this is lychee and rose cake. Look at it, it's so beautiful, and I've never heard of these flavors, and I just want to dive in. And now I'm going to take a spoonful of the rose and lychee cake, and the first spoonful has blown my mind because it tastes so different and it tastes fantastic. I can taste the lychee, it's just right there. They have like little chunks of lychee as well. And the rose, I think the rose flavor is kind of subtle. It gives it a light sweet and subtle flavor to the cake, and the cream is phenomenal. But if you have the cream on its own, it's a bit sweet, but when you have it with the layers of cake, this is so different, and I'm so glad I chose this flavor. So now it's time for the cake I've been waiting for the most, the tres leches cake, the classic tres leches cake. And this is so good, it's amazing. The cake is bubbly, which means they didn't use butter. It's very light, and the milk has been soaked into the layers of the cake, and the cream on top is super light, and it's amazing. If I had to compare it with something we have back home, I would say it's like a rasgulla cake. This has blown my mind again. Moving on to the gluten-free raspberry and chocolate cake, which I took on a whim. The chocolate cake is so dense. It's heavy, it's dense, and it's bitter. The good kind of bitter, the dark chocolate kind of bitter, which is perfect for me because that's the flavor I really love. This, I would never guess this is gluten-free. This is a good chocolate cake. Tastes amazing. And this is for all of you who like a bitter dessert. So this is the chocolate hazelnut parfait, which I might have said as mousse before. But anyway, moving on, the taste. So it tastes kind of nutty, like Nutella and a mixture of Ferrero Rocher. They have like crunchy bits in, and it's okay. It's not something I've never had before. It's a very common taste, and the texture is nice. If I had to rank them, the first place would go to the tres leches cake, followed by rose and lychee cake, the chocolate and raspberry cake, and finally the chocolate hazelnut parfait. So that was it for our top eats in London video, and it's not possible to cover every single place in London because they have like loads of places that I still want to try out. And we kept eating along our way as we kept exploring London, and we included the places that we think are the top eats in London. So far. There's more to come, to be continued. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!